Today is January 21st, 2026, and apparently it's National Hugging Day. I got chills when I first read that. I will not be participating today. Welcome to This Day in History from, wait, that's random. I'm your host, C.L. Burns. On this day in 1793, King Louis XVI of France was executed by guillotine in public. And it's not so strange that a king was killed, it's just kind of how it happened. It wasn't secret, it wasn't hidden away behind palace walls or anything, it was a scheduled event. Everybody gathered around, people watched calmly as the entire political system ended in front of them. For centuries, monarchy was treated as it was permanent. Divinity ordained, untouchable. And then on just a random ordinary day, it just stopped. Not quietly, not symbolically, but like loudly, decisively, in front of witnesses. Power didn't fade out, it was literally cut off. And once you see power end that abruptly, it changes how you think about authority. Because if something that absolute can disappear in a single moment, it raises an uncomfortable question. If power isn't permanent, what actually controls who moves freely and who doesn't? And when it comes to moving freely, then we kind of jump forward to 1910 in Angel Island. The Angel Island Immigration Station opened on this day in 1910, as I said. It was called the Ellis Island of the West. It did work a little bit differently, though. Immigrants weren't welcomed and processed. They were detained, interrogated, sometimes held for weeks or even months. Officials asked detailed questions designed to trip people up. How many steps led to their house? What direction did your village face? If your answers didn't match exactly, you'd be denied entry. Kind of strange when you think about it. At the same time, the modern world was opening up. Steamships, railroads, faster travel. Movement was becoming more controlled, not less. Borders weren't just lines on maps anymore. They were tests of memory, language, and patience. So while the monarchy had been dismantled publicly years earlier, centuries earlier, new systems of control were quietly taking shape. Less dramatic, less visible, but just as powerful. But in 1976, that almost kind of felt like the opposite of restriction. That was when the first commercial supersonic flight began to happen. For a brief moment in history, ordinary people could board a plane and travel faster than the speed of sound. You could almost arrive at your destination before the sound of your own departure caught up. That's a strange thing to experience. Human movement had finally broken a physical limit. Yet not everyone was allowed to move freely in the first place. Speed increased, access didn't. And that contrast is what ties all this together. On this day, power ended violently. Movement became regulated quietly. And technology briefly made the world feel smaller, without making it more equal. History doesn't move in a straight line toward freedom or control. It zigzags. It contradicts itself. It solves one problem and creates another. Anyway, those are the things that kind of caught my attention today. We'll see where things take us tomorrow. If you want to know more about me or the work I do, you can find everything at waitthat'srandom.com. I'm C.L. Burns, and I appreciate you stopping by.